Now we will proceed with the correction of the activity you had to do for this morning. That is the individuation of the different themes choose or used to define the character of the wife of Bath. Because remember, what distinguishes Chaucer from the other authors is that his characters are alive, his characters are dynamic. So we will see. Now, the activity will proceed in this way. I will read a line or a group of lines, and I'll give you the time to read at home aloud what was your answer. Then you may check if your answer is the same as mine, because after a silence I will give you my answer. Now let's proceed, and then we will get used to it. A worthy woman from beside Bath City was with us somewhat deaf, which was a pity. In making cloth she showed so great a bent, she bettered those of Ypres and of Ghent. Now, you are right. We already saw that in class. These 4 lines, at least line 3 and line 4, speak about the profession of the wife of Bath, because the wife of Bath was a weaver, a very good weaver, even better than the weavers of Ypres and Ghent. In all the parish not a dame dare stir towards the altar steps in front of her, and if indeed they did, so wroth was she as to be quite put out of charity. Yes, of course, these 4 lines from line 5 to line 8 speak about the personality of the wife of Bath. She had a very strong personality. She was so conscious of her social status that she didn't want the other ladies in church to go before her. Now, let's go on. Her kerchiefs were of finely woven ground. I dared have sworn they weighed a good 10 pound, the ones she wore on Sunday on her head. Her hose were of the finest scarlet red, and gartered tight. Her shoes were soft and new. Yes, of course. These 4 lines speak about her clothes. Her kerchiefs were of finely wooden ground. The kerchiefs were the materials, the scarves women in the Middle Ages wore on around their face and on their head. And these of the wife of Bath were very, very heavy. 10 pounds, which is nearly about 5 kilos, the ones she wore on Sunday on her head when she went to church. Then her hooves were of the finest scarlet red, so a very strong color. And she wore soft and new shoes. So these 4 lines speak about her clothes, but not only. Also, we have to learn that she liked to appear well dressed when she went to church. And let's remember that going to church was not only a spiritual and religious activity, but also a social activity. And her shoes were soft and new. What does it say about her? That she was rich, because few people could afford to have soft and new shoes in the Middle Ages. Then let's go on. Bold was her face, handsome and red in hue. Of course, this speaks about her physical appearance, speaks about her skin, about the colors of her face, about the way she appeared to others. She was handsome, she was bold, her skin, her colors in her face were red. But this line also says that she was a very material woman, and she had a very strong personality. She was not afraid of being against others, of being in contrast with others. And when she wanted something, she did it. This is what bold means. Let's go on. A worthy woman all her life, what's more, she'd had 5 husbands, all at the church door, apart from other company in youth. No need just now to speak of that, forsooth. Yes, these 4 lines speak about her love life. She had 5 husbands, who she had duly married in church, because remember, in the Middle Ages you didn't get married inside the church, but just outside the church door, and she had become a widow. She had lost all her husbands, it seems, because of course divorce was not possible in those times. Anyway, she had a very strong, a very alive love life. In fact, even when she was young, she had other company, boyfriends, fiancés, whatever. Let's go on. And she had thrice been to Jerusalem, seen many strange rivers, and passed over them. She'd been to Rome, and also to Boulogne, St. James of Compostela and Cologne, and she was killed in wandering by the way. What do these lines speak about? Still a group of 4 lines. Can you see how Chaucer uses stanzas, 4 lines, to speak about different themes? These 4 lines speak about travels. Or maybe 5? 5. Jerusalem, Rome, Boulogne, St. James of Compostela, Cologne. Now, mind, pay attention. These 4 cities, these 5 cities, they are not common journeys. They are all objectives of pilgrimages. So she was used to go on pilgrimages to Jerusalem, to Rome, Boulogne, St. James of Compostela, Cologne. Ask yourselves, Is it possible in the Middle Ages, when airplanes have not been invented, to go to Jerusalem on horses and sheep 3 times, thrice, means not once, not 2 times, but 3 times. Ask yourself. And the following line, even if it doesn't seem, it is linked to the other. She had gap teeth, said widely, truth to say. What is this line about? Yes, of course. It speaks of a feature of her physical appearance, gap teeth. But in the Middle Ages, gap teeth were meant to show, to represent a very sensual personality. So this line is not only on personal appearance, but also on personality. Let's go on. Easily on an ambling horse she sat, well wimpled up, and on her head a hat as broad as is a buckler or a shield. She had a flowing mantle that concealed large hips, her heels spurred sharply under that. Now, what is this about? Not only one feature, but 2 features, because it speaks of her clothes, wimpled up. Look at the note. In Italian it means ben avvolta da un soggolo. Now, what's the soggolo? The soggolo is that kind of scarf around the face which women wore in the Middle Ages. Can you see it here in this small drawing? No, you cannot see it, of course, but in the drawing on the side of the page, you can see it. And the other element of her clothing is the hat. Now, her hat is as broad as is a buckler or a shield. Now, we know that shield means scudo. Now, consider the size of a scudo. And also she had a flowing mantle. So, these lines are on her clothing. But not only, because she had large hips. So, it is also on her physical appearance. And then the last 3 lines. In company she liked to laugh and chat, and knew the remedies for love's mischances, an art in which she knew the oldest dances. What is it about? Yes, you're right. About her love life, because she knew the oldest dances of love, but also about her personality, because she liked to laugh and chat. Now, this is the end of the recording. If you had problems in following me, please listen to it once more, twice more. You don't have much to do. So, please, I'll give you the homework on the